a human right, that housing is not a human right, that placing and killing people of color in cages, whether in prisons or at our border, is okay, that destroying our planet to irreversible levels of climate change for the benefit of the corporate elite and fossil fuel executives is inevitable. And for the first time in history, we have a presidential candidate and a political movement speaking to all of these issues directly. As a child of Pakistani immigrants, a country that has faced some of the brutal impacts of US militarism, drone attacks, and the war on terror, I have grown up deeply aware of the power that one holds heading the American empire. And I know that Bernie stands alone in his consistent, decades-long commitment to brown and black communities who have been on the receiving end of brutal sanctions, destructive trade agreements, military violence, occupation, and he speaks directly about the military violence that occurs throughout the world, whether in Iraq, Palestine, Yemen, El Salvador, Guatemala, or elsewhere. Naomi Klein, our brilliant speaker who will be talking today, speaks uniquely to the intersection of war, capitalism, and the climate crisis, and the little-known fact that the US military is actually both the nation's and the world's largest polluter. The US government is complicit in profiting off disasters it causes through what Klein describes as disaster capitalism. Private corporations, bought-out politicians, and defense contractors are creating military and the climate crisis and directly making money off the deaths and displacements of millions of people in the global south. And the status quo relies on us sitting this election out, but we cannot afford to, and neither can millions of lives outside of this country that have a huge stake in what happens in this election cycle. So that's why thousands of us are gonna caucus for Bernie like our lives depend on it, because they do. Okay, also, we're only 4 days away till the caucus. Let's get right into it. It's not going to be easy to win this election. We're going up against some serious forces, whether it's billionaires, whether it's corporations, who have rigged our economy and our government to work for them and not us. And that means it's going to take every single one of us in this room to mobilize this town, the counties that we live in. It's going to take each and every single one of you in this room to knock doors, to talk to people that we don't know, and to make calls in order to win. And so I want to ask you to commit to doing everything you can for the next 4 days to make sure that Bernie Sanders is elected president. The first thing is easy. Right now, I need all of you guys to pull out your phones. Okay, if you can text commit to 67760, you're gonna be committing to caucus for Bernie Sanders. All of y'all in the room. Second, I feel like some of you might have committed already, but for the students in the room, if you can text Grinnell to 67760, you'll be able to join us on caucus night before the caucuses to join us for a pizza party so that we can storm into the precincts like the movement that we are. So please text Grinnell to 67760. And third, you can text CAUCUS to 67760 to sign up to be a caucus volunteer, because we still need a lot of caucus volunteers. And finally, we have a lot of people in this room who are shifting people in for the next few days and this weekend and the Monday. And we basically need every single person in this room to commit to canvass this weekend, because it's the last weekend before the caucus. And there's options to canvass in Grinnell and in the rural counties that we live in that have been relatively untouched by the political campaign, but have a lot of disproportionate delegate power, and we need a lot of people to go into these counties right now. It may be tempting to crumple up your paper and say to yourself, I'll just sign up online, or I don't know, I'll just find out where the field office is. But the reality is we're 4 days away from the most important political moment of our time. So I need all of you guys to commit to caucus and to canvass this weekend. And let's make that happen. And now I want to introduce our incredible guest speakers. But first, the band Las Cafeteras, who are all the way here from Los Angeles, will play a set. And then next, we'll hear from Jane Sanders, who needs no introduction, the next First Lady of the U.S. And then after that, we'll be hearing from Naomi Klein, the renowned author and scholar on climate crises. After that, we'll have a Q&A session, and you'll get to ask Jane and Naomi your questions directly. And with that, let's welcome Las Cafeteras.
How's everybody doing out there? Oh, we're still waking up. All right. How's everybody doing out there? All right. We're going to do a couple of chants while we're here. We movement kids, right? So we believe you cannot have a movement without movement. It's a scientific impossibility. So we're here to create some science. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna share some chants that people share with us. All right. The first one, it goes like this: when worst comes to worst, my people, you come first. That's what you say. When worst comes to worst, my people, you come first. So I say the whole beat. You just say come first. All right. When worst comes to worst, my people, come first. When worst comes to worst, my people, come first. When worst comes to worst, my people, come first. I like that. I like that right there. You see? So we're gonna keep it going. We got some music for everybody, but I want to make sure everybody's up. All right. This song that we're gonna do right here is over 400 years old. It's an Afro-Mexican song. Back then, it was talking about repression of indigenous folks, of black folks, of mixed folks. We changed up the lyrics to talk about what's going on today in the U.S., right? But we're going to give you some flavor, some groove, right? So everybody right here, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. If you can hear me, say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can hear me, say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, hit it, Joe.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Que te vaya bien, no mal, la chuchumbe te va a agarrar. ¡Eta! Las cafeteras. Arizona, no sé qué vaya a pasar.
A rumbo hacia Arizona, yo no sé qué va a pasar.
Si me ven con mi jarana, la migra me va a agarrar.
Si me ven con mi jarana, la migra me va a agarrar.
Que te vaya bien, no mal, la chuchumbe te va a agarrar.
How's everybody doing out there? We doing all right? I like that. That was way better than when we first got here. I like that. So as they say, let's keep the party going.
Que te vaya bien, que te vaya mal, el chuchumbe te va a besar.
All right, I want to see everybody hands Échale, Carlos, échale.
En el nombre de María, en el nombre de José.
En el nombre de María y en el nombre de José.
Así como se acaba el día, se acaba el chuchumbe.
Así como acaba el día, se acaba el chuchumbe.
Que te vaya bien, que te vaya mal, el chuchumbe te va a agarrar.
Que te vaya bien o mal, el chuchumbe se va a acabar.
All right, all right. I like that. All right. Anybody ever heard of Wu-Tang? All right, we are not them. But we could try. We could try to be like them. So this next song is called I'm tired. Let me catch my breath. So this next song is called If I Was President. We wrote it a long time ago. It's actually a song that's hundreds of years old. It's one of the most political son jarocho songs, Afro-Mexican songs. And we took those lyrics and sort of rewrote them. We took the idea and we rewrote them. But there's a chorus I would love for everybody to sing along. All right? Does everybody speak Spanish? Yeah, all right. Anybody order tacos in Spanish?
Not even.
Tacos? Dos, por favor. Come on. All right. Well, you know what? This wasn't supposed to be a Spanish class, but damn it, all right, we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's get a little groove. Actually, no, hold on. I want to make sure we know how to say it first. So it goes like this. Repeat after me. Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta la lima. Ya.
Me gusta limón.
Me gusta limón.
Pero no me gusta
Pero no me gusta
tanta corrupción.
tanta corrupción.
Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta limón.
Me gusta limón.
Pero no me gusta
No me gusta
tanta corrupción.
tanta corrupción.
Hey, come on. Woo. All right. I like this. All right, we're gonna say it right here. Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta limón.
Me gusta limón.
Pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. One more time. Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta la lima.
Me gusta limón.
Me gusta limón.
Pero no me gusta
Pero no me gusta
tanta corrupción. All right, so now I want everybody right here to snap. Like this. Because it's open mic night right here.
Hey.
I want it to go like this. Yeah. Take it away, Carlos.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Señor presidente, le vengo a avisar, no tengo papeles para trabajar. Presidente, pregunto por qué matan al moreno con pie de café. Ay, ay, si fuera presidente, honestamente, si fuera presidente, para mi gente, si fuera presidente, honestamente, presidente, para mi gente.
Check. What would I do? I'd roll up my sleeves as I face the congregation. First thing I do, free education. Every third period, we practice meditation. Every third period, we practice meditation like a brown Robin Hood. I take from the rich, give to the poor, so my little sister, y'all, ain't hungry no more. Ain't hungry no more. And my first lady would be my mom, 'cause she'd smack me in the head if I was dropping bombs. I'm gonna say that one more time for my people in the back. Yo. And my first lady would be my mom, 'cause she'd smack me in the head if I was dropping bombs. And I free my poor black and brown kids that got caught up in 3 strikes. And when they get out, yo, I'm gonna give everybody a free bike. So we can ride to our future, not to our past. Ride to our future, not to our past. And if you don't know, now you know. 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 Here we go. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta
Si
corrupción.
fuera presidente, honestamente, si fuera presidente, para mi gente, si fuera presidente, honestamente, presidente, gente, para mi gente.
So we already know the mantra. It's not about me, it's about we. It's not me, it's us. We already know that, right? So we want to know what y'all would do if you were president. I already share what I would do, but I want to know what y'all would do. So I want to hear from 3 volunteers right now to share with me, if you were president for a day and you could do one thing to make life better for everybody, what would that one thing be? I need a volunteer. Here we go. Come on, now, come on. I need you over here. Come on. I'll bring it down right here. Hold on, right here. All right, everybody give it up right here for the president right here. Everybody give it up right here. All right. Share with everybody your name, because not everybody's been following your campaign.
My name's Daniela.
All right, Daniela. What's one thing you would do if you were president?
Universal health care.
Yeah! I'm down with Daniela. I'm down with that. I'm down. All right, another volunteer. I need another volunteer. Come on. Come on, come on. We cannot be afraid at this time. We got one right here. Come on over here. Come on over here. Let the homie pass. Let this person pass. I'll bring it down right here. All right. Share everybody your name.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabriel.
All right, Gabriel. Tell everybody what you would do as president.
I would end the endless imperial wars.
Damn! I'm down with Gabriel. I'm down with Gabriel. All right, everybody. I need one more volunteer. I need one more volunteer. Come on. Right here. Let's do it. Homie, why don't you come over here? We'll do 2. All right, everybody right here. What's your name, please?
Lexi.
Lexi, what you would do if you were president?
I would help the families and people hurt by the war on drugs.
Damn, yo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, yo. Yes, 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 yes. All right. All right. All right, here we go. All right, we got a last volunteer. Can we get a round of applause for our last volunteer in the house? Can we do that right now? All right, homie. What's your name?
My name's Bardan.
Orale, orale. All right, what would you do if you were president?
I would tax those who have too much money.
Yeah, but I'm down with you, homie. Hey! 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 All right, all right. And you know what? We never hear, in bands, they never give the bassist love. You know, we got a bassist over here, our boy Eddie right here. Do we want to hear from the bass? All right, come on. Come on, bro. You got something to say, bro.
At my inauguration, I burned tobacco at the opening. Give thanks and praise to Creator and all living things. First thing, I sent you down with your abuelita. Rewrite history so our kids can see where we came from and a new destiny. From Flint to Cali, water flowing pure and free. My Department of Peace amount, guns in the bike racks. Budget cuts to Booker kickbacks. If I was president, there'd still be drama. Takes a village to heal our generational trauma. So shake your spine, put your hands up high. We got a different kind of party in the White House tonight. If I was president, what would I do? If you were president, I'd ask you, if you were president, what would you do if it was you, and you? Me gusta la lima, me gusta el limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta el limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción.
Give it up for the bases. Give it up for the bases right here. Come on. Come on. Yo, it's 2020. It's 2020, y'all. We got 4 days to the CAUCUS. We got 4 days. All right? So, it's time for us, y'all. It's time for us to be the change. We can't look to nobody else to do that work for us. You got to look right here. Stop looking out there. Ain't nobody going to do the work for you. Iowa, ain't nobody going to do the work for you, yo. All right? Because the power is in your hands. So I need everybody right here to stand up right here. I need everybody to stand up right here. Come on. And I need everybody to put your beautiful hands high. The power is in your hands. Put them up. And everybody clap with me right here. Hey, come on. Come on, come on. Put your hands up right here. Come on. Feel that beat right there. Hey.
Si yo fuera presidente pa' toda la gente. Si yo fuera presidente pa' toda la gente. Si yo fuera presidente pa' toda la gente. Si yo me gusta la libertad. lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Me gusta la lima, me gusta limón, pero no me gusta tanta corrupción. Thank you.
I don't know how much time we got. What we got? We got right there? All right, everybody, we are done. So if you're wondering who we are Las Cafeteras. You can follow us on everything right there. But I want to leave with just two chants with everybody, because we want to end the right way. We have some beautiful people speaking. We got the wonderful Jane Sanders outside, Dr. Jane Sanders outside. So we want to give a big warm welcome. So repeat after me. When I say sí se, y'all say puede. Sí se.
Puede.
Sí se.
Puede.
When I say student, y'all say power. Student.
Power.
Student.
Power.
When I say black lives, y'all say matter. Black lives.
Matter.
Black lives.
Matter.
When I say I love, y'all say my mama. I love.
My mama.
I love. Y'all better. We're Las Cafeteras. Thank you. ¡Échale, Purple!
Mic on? Testing? There you go. Please welcome now award-winning journalist Naomi Klein.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Wow. Are we going to win Iowa for Bernie Sanders on Monday? All right. And then are we going to ride that win and win the nomination and then the presidency? Yes. We are going to do it. And I want you to close your eyes for a minute. And I want you to picture just something unbelievable. Inauguration. The handover. Okay? I want you to picture what it feels like. Picture what it feels like to go from an administration that is guided by unending personal greed and lust for power to one that is guided by love, solidarity, and collective transformation. I want you to imagine what it is like to go directly from a president who denies the reality of climate change, who has been systematically rolling back 60 years of environmental protection to create a free-for-all of poisoning of our natural world and destabilizing of our planet, to a president who on day one will introduce the decade of the Green New Deal to keep us safe. It will be the most epic case of moral whiplash that the world has ever seen. Let us make that happen. Let that be the story that we write together, that you write together. And I want to say that young people are so key to this story, to making that amazing, beautiful moment happen that we can live in less than a year from now, okay? It's going to happen because we are going to have a turnout like we have never seen before that reaches traditional non-voters. and is going to get young people to the polls, is going to get a lot of people who have tuned out from politics because they don't see themselves represented, because they don't believe that politicians are really about their safety, their future, that they only come around when it's election time and they only want their votes, right? So that's your job, to create that unprecedented turnout. But that's not the only thing you have to do. You got to talk to your parents. You got to talk to your uncles and aunts and grandparents. And you have to say to them, vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for my future, okay? And we need to talk about something. We need to talk about what safe is. You know, I keep hearing this thing, this candidate, that candidate, saying that they're safe. We can't take any risks right now, they say, right? And they try to paint our candidate as risky. So I want us to think about what safe actually means right now, okay? Now, a safe candidate is one who's actually about keeping us safe, right? It is about keeping people safe so that they can go to the doctor, right, when they are sick and not have to worry about whether it's going to bankrupt them. It is about being safe from gun violence in your schools and police violence on the streets, right? And safe is also about doing what is necessary, not easy, not quote unquote practical or pragmatic, but what is necessary to keep the planet safe for humanity and other life forms. And that is really hard. But nobody deserves to call themselves a safe candidate which is I get to introduce Jane Sanders. And Jane is somebody who is fighting for our future every day. She comes to this as a true partner with her husband, and everybody close to the campaign knows the extent to which Bernie Sanders respects the intellect of his wife, and that is a very important measure of a good man, let me tell you. This campaign is a true partnership between them and their whole family. They are giving everything because they understand that all that we love is on the line, and that this window that we have will not present itself again. And that is why they are working so hard for all of us. Jane Sanders comes to this struggle as a mother of 4, as a grandmother of 7. She is fighting for her kids, her grandkids, but she is also fighting for kids she doesn't know. And that is the spirit, the guiding principle of this campaign, the transformative power of solidarity, of standing up and fighting for each other and fighting for our collective future. So it is my tremendous joy and honor to introduce the next First Lady of the United States, Jane Sanders.
Wow. Hi. Hello, Iowa. It's great to be back. I want to thank you for coming out today in the middle of a school day to be here with us at Grinnell. Thank you, Maria, for the pitch that you did at the beginning. And Los Cafeteros is unbelievable, isn't it? I wish they could come with us absolutely everywhere. And thank you, Naomi, for that very kind introduction and all the work that you do for our environment and to focus on advocating for the Green New Deal. I'm really honored to be here representing my husband, Bernie Sanders. I met Bernie when I was, I won't tell you how old I was. I met Bernie in 1981 when I was a community organizer and he was running for mayor. The neighborhood groups organized a debate, and the first time I heard him speak, I just thought he embodied everything I believed in, and he still does. During that campaign, this campaign, I have recognized that response from so many audiences as they listen to him at his events. And it's made me very proud to be standing at his side. So as someone who's known, and I know I could give you a political speech, I have lots of issues that I could talk about, but I think you'd prefer to hear a little bit more about Bernie the person. And obviously, if you're talking about Bernie the person, you're talking about policy. He lives, eats, and breathes it. As someone who's known him for almost 40 years, I can tell you that he is as honest as the day is long, as consistent as the sun rising. I think it's important for voters to know that because in political seasons, a lot of candidates say things during campaigns but don't carry it through. That's not Bernie. He will follow through and deliver once he's in the White House. So that's exactly who Bernie is. He's always been that way. The Bernie Sanders, as a college student who was arrested for protesting segregated housing at the University of Chicago and in Chicago itself, is the Bernie Sanders that will fight and conquer institutional racism, reform our criminal justice system, and enact a humane immigration policy once he's president. The Bernie Sanders who, as mayor, was very frugal with taxpayers' money, yet increased city services and created a people-oriented waterfront, is the president, Bernie Sanders, who will deliver on a Green New Deal and transition our economy to renewable energy and fight climate change. The Bernie Sanders who in Congress fought the bipartisan efforts to cut Social Security will be the president, Bernie Sanders, who will not merely keep future cuts to Social Security at bay, but will expand the program and so that all Americans, your parents, your grandparents, can retire in dignity for all the work that they've done throughout their lives. The Bernie Sanders who fought to protect family farms in Vermont will be the President Bernie Sanders who takes on the agribusiness monopolies that are hurting farmers in Iowa and across the country and wreaking havoc on our soil and water. The Bernie Sanders who showed the courage and judgment to fight against the Iraq War and to speak out very strongly and lead the opposition to it will be the President Bernie Sanders who finally ends the endless wars and focuses on rebuilding our international foreign policy by creating one built on peace and cooperation rather than military offensives. And the Bernie Sanders whose campaigns are funded totally by small contributions. I'm sure most of you are on our mailing list, and we ask for you to give small donations all the time. He will be the President, Bernie Sanders, that will end Citizens United. It's disastrous. In other words, Bernie's long and consistent track record as a champion for the multiracial, multi-generational working class is unflinching. That's why I and millions of his supporters know that amidst the onslaught of corporate lobbying, special interests, and a corrupt political system, he will stand steadfast fighting for us. And we need a nominee who is best positioned to defeat him. And the good news is, that's Bernie.